Hello and welcome to Podpadstudios. I'm Mrs. Breaker and behind the camera, Master Maker. We're welcoming you to Festival of Tomorrow. This is day 2, just about to open the doors, so not many of the public here. Sneaky peek. We're in a brilliant room with our friends from Makerspace and Time Machine Designs. Museum of Computing is here, and there's loads of chats going on already. In fact, we've had some brilliant talks to people today, especially about the object recognition. Morning, Tiff. So this is what we've been talking to people about today, because for me, this is something that everyone living in the information age should actually know about. Our robot can see. What we've done here is we've got some open source software that was actually free. We downloaded it, bought a little camera and a Raspberry Pi 4, and we got object recognition. And I'm still, even though that happened about a year ago, I'm still in shock from it, to be honest. We've gone in and we've messed a little bit with the Python script, and instead of saying person, it says terminate when it recognises a person. You see it's putting a little box around the person, and here we have the number. This is the percentage, the number out of 100, that the machine thinks it's seen a person. And it's interesting talking to visitors. Obviously, when they walk in the room, they know there's a load of people. They're like, person, person, person. They're 100% sure it's a person. But the software is only 70%, 80% sure it's seen a person. The reason behind this is because of the object library. So this software, OpenCV, we're using it with the Coco object library, which recognises about 80 different things: person, dog, cat, clock, table, chair. And it uses 330,000 images to do that. They've been annotated, so the images have basically been, the things in the images, the objects in the images have been identified, and they're all stored. The images are converted to noughts and ones, so the program can run them. And this program is basically running through those images, trying to pick up something it recognises. So a hand, a head, these are very human things. When they're seen in silhouette, it's easy for the machine to identify them. But this sort of software is relatively old. It's open source, like I said. Coco was started 8 years ago by Microsoft. They originally used a lot of images from Shutterstock, which they bought and put in, and they used students to identify the objects within them. So a lot of history there that general members of the public don't know, but object libraries are going to become very important in future because they are the way that a robot sees. So, interesting stuff.
Hi, welcome back. So we've recovered from Festival of Tomorrow. It was absolutely awesome. It was amazing, and it was great to get Tiffany out to such big audiences. It was really, really good. Right, so as you can see, I'm sitting here with my toys. Lots of bits and pieces. Obviously, I've been talking about this a lot and what we've been doing for this and all the bits that have been done to that. There's still a few little bits that I'm working on. I'm still working on the foam system. I still want more foam. Who wouldn't want more foam? But these two, obviously, you know that we use these for a little bit of filming and all that kind of stuff. And now I get the chance to play a little bit. So I've redone some of the electronics on this one and changed some of the sounds on it. And I've done some work on this as well. And there's a little bit of work to do on the trailer. So it's things that I could change that I couldn't change at the time, but which I can now change. So I'm umming and ahhing. Mrs. Breaker is not happy. So best to not say too loud, but the ordnance that we had in this one, so the firing system in this one uses 209 blanks, and they're quite good, they're quite loud, but I think I want louder. So basically, I'm going to redesign the barrel system on it. This isn't really a tank, it was never a tank. It was a bit of a hybrid, because it had to be kind of for the filming, but it's a tank destroyer, so it's a mobile gun. That was the idea of this. So it needs a bigger gun, and I'm thinking I'm going to take the bore of the barrel up bigger and set it up so it can fire not just 209 rounds, but we can actually use 9mm and 12 gauge shotgun blanks in that as well, giving a much bigger bang. So that's what's going to be done with that. I'm going to need to free up some of the channels on there as well and whatever. I've done about building a winch for this one. So I've got to think about, originally I had an idea of a winch, but it wasn't needed. So I'm going to maybe put a winch on this. But the idea of the winch is that I want it to actually be able to pull that up onto the back of this. So that weighs 150 kilos. So it's got to be a significant sized winch. Anyway, that's it really, playing around with these and that. I suppose having them all together on this wonderful sunny day, even though I've still got my hat on because it's freezing, is quite nice. So it gives you an idea of the scale. And if I get up, you can see, I'm not very tall, actually, just kidding. Gives you an idea of their size and their scale. So I will stand up, say there you go. And I'm 7'2". No. This is a big monster in terms of the scale of these things. I mean, the real ones are like hugely long and wide anyway, but all of these are roughly made to 1/6 scale. So you can judge that by, basically, I can't take one out, but you know, the typical action man is 30 centimetres high, and that equates to about 1/6 scale, and that's what these are. Anyway, I better go and do some work, I suppose, and then, yeah.
So enough of that building things, I don't know. Just wanted to say thank you to Festival of Tomorrow for having us. I had some great conversations with people about AI, object libraries and all this sort of What's that? Are you making things to burn?
Am I what?
Making things to burn with that? Bye everyone.